Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your life purpose and career reading for the year of now, September 2017 until September 2018. So these are some of the energies here that are present for you to give you some ideas on maybe some career paths you're interested in exploring that will suit your sign, or the life purpose you're meant to live right now and for the year ahead. So very interesting here. And just to clear up in case, if you get confused along the way, a lot of people, they might feel stuck or confused. They think, oh my God, I'm not living on calling or on my life purpose. Just to let you know, your life purpose will find you eventually, okay? And it doesn't mean there's no timing in spirit world. If you're not, doing something that you love right now, there's always time for you to incorporate it on the side or, work towards it slowly. There's divine timing for everyone, okay? And just because you're getting paid for a job, let's say that you're not thrilled about, and that's just a way to make money for you, okay, it doesn't mean you're not living on purpose. You're learning a lot of valuable skills at that job, and that job will help you realize what you really want to do, especially if you know what you don't like to do. So you could be working, for example, just to give you an example, you could be working as a handyman or woman, and you're working with your hands, and that's how you get paid. But on the side, your friends and family come to you for advice, and you're a natural psychologist. Even though you're not getting paid for that, you're giving advice all the time to people. Okay, so that's the main example I like to use. Maybe you are like that, but just an example. So whatever it is that you're doing, you're probably already living on purpose, on the side somehow. You're doing something. So let's get started here into the reading. So it's going to be an interesting year. I see a lot of different things. There's a lot of variety for many of you. Some of you, you really want to let out your creative side this year. You have a strong spiritual side. I could see some of you wanting to blend in something creative and spiritual together. And the main message you have here is self-discipline. So let's start with that because I tend to bounce around. Okay, so self-discipline, usually, Sagittarius is a very free-spirited, fun-loving sign. And you like many different things, okay? You act on impulse a lot of the time. This is going to be a year where your stamina and willpower will be tested, okay? And that's a part of your life purpose. So these little things that we don't realize, they're on purpose, okay? So I hope that's making sense for you. So self-discipline will be the key for you this year, whether you're, about to create a project, you need to be setting concrete and realistic goals to accomplish that, to accomplish your tasks and projects, okay? So even if it's breaking those tasks into smaller tasks. So saying to yourself, I'm going to work on my, creative project 1 hour per day after I come back from work, or even 1 hour per week. But as long as you squeeze in that time, okay, because that's going to be very important for you right now, and it's going to have a major effect in your future with the rewards that it will bring to you. Okay, so stamina and strength and your willpower will be tested. For example, the power to say no. So if your friends are telling you to go out and it seems tempting, but you have a priority to attend to, then your voice, you need to express yourself, and you need to say no where you need to say no. So that's just small examples of where you will need to be using your self-discipline this year. You really need to be a little bit more strict with yourself in some way. This applies to any habits that you have, maybe, smoking, eating, shopping, just overindulging in something, okay? Even sex. It could be, you have to put some limits with that. There's something that you're doing excessively that it's not in moderation, it's causing harm to you. So maybe you're stressed and you're having like 10 cups of coffee a day. So this is where you need to really be mindful and really, you know, set in that time, put in that those goals to, you know, create healthier living for yourself. Okay. And that applies with people around you, setting boundaries with people. Okay. So not allowing them to cross over, take advantage of you, and just standing your ground this year and telling them no where no needs to be said. Okay, so I hope that's clear there. So you're going to be very much tested on your stamina and strength, but you're going to come out stronger. Okay, and it's all about your soul development. So if you know which area you need to be strict in, then the first thing that pops up in your head, that's probably the one. Okay. And it's very interesting here. You have creative expression. Okay. So for a lot of you, I do feel it has to do with something you have a talent in or a gift. Your soul is urging to bring forth some creative project. And it's coming right above the self-discipline card. So I do feel like you need to kind of get down to business this year, okay? So you really need to make a plan. It's not no longer in your head floating around anymore. It's not only you're dreaming about it, you need to make like that tangible plan to make it come to reality. So, you know, and you feel like it's like the longer you hold it in, I feel like it's blocking you because you keep thinking about it and it's depleting your energy, whatever it is that you have to do. And you're like, oh, I got to get to that. I got to get to that. It's just weighing on you. So I feel like you have to bring it out into the world. And again, you don't have to be getting paid for it. It could just be on your own time, you know, after you're done work, coming home, having a glass of wine, having a cup of tea, whatever it is that you like to do, and sitting and painting, drawing. You know, this applies to even singing, writing, pottery, dance. Your soul is longing to express itself creatively in some way. It could be brainstorming what it is you want to do next in your life. Okay, so what does it mean for you to be creative, to express yourself creatively? Okay, so it's all about, you know, for some, it could be bringing out a hobby that you've done since a child. Okay, so maybe you've left it kind of swept it under the rug and now you're cleaning house. You're seeing what it is, you know, that you've left behind all these years. But getting creative is connecting to source. And by tapping into that source, that, you know, raw essence of yourself, you will be able to gain more clarity and direction for wherever it is that you need to go. And once you tap into that, once you express yourself creatively, you'll find more synchronicity happens and more opportunity opens up for you. Okay, and you'll be connecting to a lot of like-minded people as well. Okay, for those of you who seem, I'm jumping around here, but it's okay. For some that seem to be confused, maybe you've left jobs abruptly out of the blue. Maybe you're thinking of taking a risk that you're not sure about, fears coming in the way. It's saying you're on the right path, okay? So keep doing what you're doing because it's working. So for those of you who made some big step right now, it's saying that spirit has led you to do that, and that's a part of your life purpose as well. Okay, so don't let fears weigh you down. Look forward and trust the unknown will bring you beautiful things, okay? So it might seem a little scary. You're like, I'm so used to this. I don't know what else is next. That feeling is normal, okay? So it's telling you not to worry, that you're doing whatever it is you need to be doing, okay? So wonderful card there. What else do you have here? You have, let's go to environmentalist. Okay, so for a lot of you, some of you I'm picking up, you're not the type to be doing like the regular 9 to 5 cubicle work. Okay, that stresses you out. I feel it's like very suffocating. For some of you, you want to be more free. You want to work outdoors. Okay, working outdoors is coming up strongly in nature. Maybe even, you know, if you're working for a company, I could see some of you even, you know, going door to door or business to business or walking around and you're outside. Okay, so it doesn't have to, it could be even construction work, okay, working outdoors and with some heavy duty equipment. But it could even be, teaching about the environment, so working for charities. It could even come in the form of farming, teaching about organic food, growing your own food, gardening, herbs, flowers, anything like that, okay? So if any of these apply to you, it's important. Also, health and safety, okay? So you could be working under the Department of Health and Safety in a company, dealing with earth energy in some way, okay? Agriculture, you could be working with the oceans, working at sea, okay? You could be like a cruise worker, you could be a marine biologist, teaching about healthy living. Okay, that's all coming up here. So I hope that applies to some of you. So it's saying that you're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. Okay, so it could be dealing with animals as well or protecting animals. You feel a strong connection for Mother Earth and helping Mother Earth. Something else came to me here. Oh, and the other thing is, it's telling me to tell you, for those, involved with creative expression, and let's say you like to paint, it's telling me you need to find a sacred spot, preferably outdoors. If you could find a little sacred space for yourself where you could be still, be quiet, and you get inspired. I feel like for some there's a spot that you like to go to, whether it's in your local town, whether it's out of the country, and you go there. It's like a routine for you to go there often to clear your mind and to get guidance. So I'm sensing a strong place for some individuals. It could be by water, but I am seeing like, like a forest or long fields in there with a lot of flowers. So you could even see it here in the picture. There's a lot of green. Okay, so I'm not seeing too much water, but if that's the case, then that's good too. But I am seeing more green. It's very healing for you, for your energy. You're like an earth angel or fairy. That's what I'm seeing. So interesting. Okay. For a lot of you, you're into a lot of the metaphysical arts, a lot of healing arts. Spiritual teaching is coming up strongly. It's saying here you heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. So for many, you love to give advice to people. People come to you, they tell you their secrets. You've had that since like a young boy or girl, where people like to confide things in you. So they see some sort of wisdom in you, and you're meant to share that in some way. So teaching anything in mind, body, and spirit. You're an empath, so whenever people tell you something, you're very understanding. You sympathize and empathize with them. You feel where they've been. You might even cry sometimes if someone tells you like a dramatic story or some traumatizing story. You could even be teaching symbols, religions. Okay, this card comes up also if you're interested in becoming a life coach, counselor, even clairvoyant. Maybe you have like special intuitive abilities, card reading, anything like that, astrology. You could even be mixing that in your coaching practice. Energy work like Reiki's coming up. Whatever it is, it's telling you that you teach people through any communication platform such as television, radio. You could teach at workshops. You could even write a book. So it's other people learning from your wise words. Okay, and you're more interested to get into that a little more or start that this year for some. If that totally doesn't apply to you, then it just means, you're ready to work on yourself, and maybe you've been listening to a lot of self-development videos, and just, maybe you found someone that you could confide in that's going to help you and guide you in some way. So like the saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher or the master appears. Okay. So very interesting things. What else am I missing? Oh, okay. And let's go to the Justice card. So your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So you're the type, you'll jump in there if you see injustice. Okay, so this card is all about protecting others from unfairness. Okay, so where you see something is wrong, you might jump in. Some of you, I could see maybe writing a letter, like for something that's unfair in your work environment, and getting people to sign it, but maybe you have to start that. Okay, because there's been some unfairness in your environment in some way, and that's a part of your life purpose. Okay, it's to take that leadership to stand up for what is right. It's also standing up for yourself and standing your ground and expressing your needs. Okay, weighing your options, bringing things to balance. That's another thing that's coming up. Mediation. Okay, this falls under the fields of law, legal assistant too. It's coming up. Political sciences, city planning, police foundations, investigation. So you could be very well suited, some of you, in some of these fields. Okay, and it doesn't have to be, hardcore investigation like you're like a spy. It could be, but it could even be something, more simple, like you're in a company, and in a retail company, you're dealing with loss prevention. Okay, so kind of figuring out the who done it and how to, bring in more, keep the sales more. Okay, or keeping merchandise together. Human resources as well. Okay, so it's all about protecting the employees or the company. It doesn't matter which one. So it's up to you which one you feel more connected to. Okay, so dealing with people in some way and their rights. Okay, they're with ethics and all of that. Social work falls under this, especially if you're dealing specifically with, solving conflict, so conflict resolution. Either way, people look up to you, to your natural leadership and diplomacy skills. So this is really interesting here. So yeah, social work is coming up very strongly. Okay, so I'm not sure if I missed anything out, but if you get any ideas, feel free to write in the comments section below, and maybe others could learn from you as well. So, see whatever it is that's coming up for you. Take a look at the picture again. And I hope you have a great year. I wish you all the best. See you next month for the monthly readings. Bye-bye.